Yeah, hi there, and these comments, I'm going to go to my Facebook page. I'm just going to use your initials, TL. Okay, so I added you as a Facebook friend, so you have a question. You said, I was checking your online TOEFL course. I am B1 level by Cambridge, and my target is to get 80, C1 level. How your course could help me? You want to make that as a question, say, how could your course help me, right? Now, to clarify exactly what we're looking at right now is you want to go from B1 level to C1 level. You want to get a 80 or higher on the TOEFL iBt exam, correct? Now, I did some research. I want to make sure you understood exactly what your level means. So, you're using the Cambridge, I think, placement test to help you. This is used in Europe to help you see what your level is. So if you're B1, your band on the IELTS exam should be approximately 4 to 4.5. Now, what does that mean for TOEFL? That means that your TOEFL score right now is probably between about 45 and 55. That's probably where you are right now. And you want to get a score of 80. So then your question is, you say, I have 6 months, 1 year to achieve that. It is possible. It's very possible. I don't see anything unusual about your recommendation. So let me get into how my course will help you. So I'm going to talk about a few things. I recommend get out a sheet of paper and start taking down some notes. So I'm going to give you some things that you can start doing that will have a big impact on your TOEFL score for sure. Now, the first few tips, they have nothing to do with my online TOEFL course, but they'll have everything to do with improving your academic English language proficiency. You ready? Here's tip number 1. Start reading about 45 minutes every day. You want to read newspapers, magazines, and books. The more academic the materials are, the better. But start reading things on a regular basis. Now, if they're not all academic, that's okay. You can find topics that you have an interest in, but you should start reading every day. Number 2, you also need to engage in a routine of practicing your listening every day for about 30 to 45 minutes. In this case, you can focus, if you have English TV, news, documentary, history, and especially science programs. It's very, very important. Now, if you don't have English TV, I have 3 specific websites that you can use to improve your listening comprehension. Number 1, National Public Radio. Number 2, TED Talks. Number 3, Randall's Cyber Listening Lab. These are 3 great websites to help you improve your listening comprehension. Alright, so that's really the first 2 things. Now, you should be taking notes, just like you're taking notes now. You should be taking notes on the main and the most important supporting points of the reading and the listening passages. This is important. Your notes in the beginning will not be complete. They will not even be accurate. But if you keep working on your notes over the next few months, you will become more and more accurate and more complete in your note-taking. Alright, so you're reading every day, you're listening every day, you're taking notes. So using your notes each week, I want you to do 3 things. I want you to complete 3 250-word academic summaries of the reading and the listening passages that you're practicing. You write a summary of either a reading or a listening passage, and the summary should be 250 words. Do that 3 times each week. This is important. You're now not just reading and listening and note-taking, but you're actually writing about this information, which is even better. Then you can start going through the essay, rereading, making sure what you're saying is true, making sure it's correct, it's grammatically correct, and so on. Now, in addition to practicing your writing, you should also practice speaking about the reading and the listening passages. Again, you should do maybe 3 to 5 oral summaries each week. Each summary should be about 60 seconds, and make sure, TL, that you're actually recording your summaries. You're recording them and saving them on your computer or your phone, so that way you can listen to your recording later on. Maybe each week You can listen to the previous recordings from the last week, and then you can listen for delivery, which means pronunciation. You can also pay attention to your language use, which means grammar and vocabulary use, and you can also pay attention to your topic development. So if you can do those three specific things, you can think about those three things as you listen to your oral recordings. That's going to be good. So there we go. So those are the first few things you can do. So right now you're reading, you're listening, you're note-taking, you're writing and speaking about the information. You're doing this weekly. Those are the first few steps. Now you can start going through the lessons in my online TOEFL course. So how does my course help you? That is your question. Imagine a course with over 700 lessons with vocabulary, pronunciation, grammar, listening, reading, writing, and speaking lessons. Over 700. As you go through my lessons, you begin improving your proficiency in these 7 specific areas, and ultimately, you improve your overall academic English proficiency. This is how my course helps you. I have a lot of lessons, practice, quizzes, things that you can post online. You even get feedback from me when you do speaking and writing practice tests. When you do a speaking practice test, you'll get audio comments from me helping you understand your score and what some of your problems are and what lessons you can focus on in my course to get better. So those are some of the things that my course will do to help you improve your academic English language proficiency. Now, as you go through my online course, because you have so much time, you have a lot of time. Time is your friend. That's going to be very good for you. So I want you to go through my course by following these suggestions. Now, keep in mind that once you become one of my students, you can work on whatever lessons you want. You have unlimited access to over 700 lessons in those 7 sections. Here's my recommendation for you. Go through the pronunciation, vocabulary, and grammar lessons first. Do those first 3 sections before you do the other parts of my course. This is going to help you build your basic English foundation. Again, go through the pronunciation, vocabulary, and grammar lessons first. That means each day you can pick a lesson from each section. That way you don't get too burned out by just focusing in one area. So that means you can do a vocabulary lesson one day, then you can do a pronunciation lesson, maybe a grammar lesson. So each day you're studying in those 3 sections. Once you finish that, that'll probably take you a couple of months. Then you can go to the listening and the reading parts of my course. Again, focus on both parts of my course, the listening and reading, and that means each day you'll do a listening lesson, a reading lesson, listening lesson, and a reading lesson. Once you complete those 2 sections, that might take you another couple of months, then you can focus on the speaking and writing parts of my course. These are the most popular parts of my course. A lot of students have TOEFL books and things, but they don't get feedback from their book. They don't even get feedback from their professors or teachers in their intensive English programs. So when you complete speaking and writing practice tests from my course, you'll get a score in approximately 24 hours after you complete the practice test. And in the case of the speaking, you'll get audio feedback from me, which is very unique. You're not going to get that in a lot of online courses. All right, so that is how my course will help you to improve your academic English language ability. So my best guess, based on your score right now, you're probably looking at about 6 months to a year. That's about how long it will take you to reach your goal of 80. Now, if you want, in the 8th section of my course, TL, I do have full-length iBt practice tests. The test is 5 hours long, and you might take one of these tests after 2 or 3 months so you can see your score. All right? Anyway, thank you very much, and good luck to you.